What's going on? Well, actually, now it's Saturday morning. I was going to say happy Friday night. Um, no, it's actually 12:04 a.m. Okay. So it's officially Saturday and I am up. Okay. Um, I've been wanting to talk to you guys about autocracy. Um, this is scary. And shout out to Stacey Abrams, who I adore. I hope she runs in 2028. I would love for that smart, beautiful, courageous, highly intellectual um, sister run this country. Really. I mean, she has the brains, and what I love about Stacey Abrams is she breaks things down so that you can understand it. Really, um, understand, what is going on. Um, she really helped me understand what um, a census was. Just political questions I've always had about the smaller things. Um, so helpful in informing us because a lot of it just becomes gibberish after a while. Um, it's hard to follow, or you just get so numb because you feel like your voice is not heard. You know what I'm saying? But with Stacey, you feel like, well, you know what? Stacey Abrams says that, no matter what skin color, no matter what gender, no matter, you matter because you are a part of this country, and you need to know your rights as citizens of America. And she's also preparing us for what's coming down the pipeline. And that is Catcher's Autocracy. She went on Jimmy Kimmel. Anthony Anderson is, um, he's the host right now, guest host. I guess Jimmy's on summer vacation. But when she talked about the 10 steps of autocracy, it's like, oh my God, he's already done some of these things. I want to go over the definition. Oh, sorry. Okay, that was childish Gambino. Okay. Um, I want to go over the definition because that is so important. I wanted to read it to you guys. And this is from online. And it says autocracy is a form of government in which absolute power is held by the head of state and government, known as an autocrat. It includes some forms of monarchy and all forms of dictatorship. The monarchy, excuse me, that is a tongue twister for me. So weird. The the monarchy. Goodness, sorry about that. And I asked this question: is America already under a dictatorship? Low key. Like, I totally feel like the things that he started doing, even within his first 100 days, and the person I'm describing, I hate to say his name, the orange person in the oval. Before he completed the first 100 days, him and that non American person, now they're enemies, allegedly, they decided to fire government employees that were qualified to handle things that, like the IRS department, any type of thing that was already running. Now, granted, there are some agencies that need a real audit. Hell, there's some state agencies in California that need to be audited. I'll leave that right there because, there are some mishandling of things. So, yeah, I'm sure there's quite a few agencies that needed to, but how they went about it and ruined people's lives, ruined their livelihood. There was no warning. They just started just firing people left and right. Um, Let me see if I can find another. Autocratic, of relating to or being an autocracy, characteristic of or resembling an autocrat. Autos in Greek means same or self. So in an autocratic government, all the power is held by the leader, him or herself. Autocratic governments are often called dictatorships or sometimes autocracies. In everyday life, a teacher, a parent, or a football coach can all behave like autocrats as well. Yes, um, they can be leaders, these people, teachers and coaches, but not a dictator. And none of my teachers were. I mean, I've had some, jerks, you know, in grade school, but who hasn't? But um, I had a parent that was always involved. My mother was always involved. So I was never put under a dictatorship. Anyways, but let's get back to my question at hand. And Stacey Abrams, you know, so methodically, because she breaks it down so it can forever be broken down. But she says there are 10 steps to auto. Oh God, this is a tongue, tongue-tied word. Autocracy. Thank you. The first step is demonize the media, which we know that actor always does. The apprentice guy. He's always good at saying fake news or attacking, you know, media platforms that support people, that care about people, that go against dictators. So he'll try to, you know, sue them, dismiss expertise, you know, get rid of people that want to do the right things for this country and run it the correct way. You know, equality for people. Yeah. Talk about people's rights. Number three, undermine elections. You know, Sister Stacey Abrams was instrumental at making sure the folks in Georgia and all over the nation understood where to go, what kind of ID, what kind of document you need. If they try you or try to say you can't vote here, then there was a bus to take you there. I mean, she was the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad woman who helped every person that wanted to vote, especially in the disenfranchised areas, because the under valued places in communities where they don't feel that they have rights, or how do I get there, or they made me go all the way home because they said my ID wasn't right or my paperwork wasn't right, you know. And Stacy was so helpful in making sure. And what they do is they politicize the civil service. This is the steps of um, to an autocracy. Politicize the civil service. Number 5, dismantle accountability. Now, you know that orange person, Trump, you know, for him to be accountable, most of the time he cannot uh, stay on task. He makes phrases like an elementary school person. I can't even say that because most children have more sense than he does. Everything is great. We're doing great. It's just, he's so delusional and not qualified to be the leader of the free world. Um, he's so un American. So un American. Befriend dictators. Oh, yes. We remember the infamous meeting with North Korea president and his on and off again relationship with Putin. He's so weird. You know, which is so bizarre. He just recently authorized, now he agrees, allegedly, that Putin has gone too far and he's killing many Ukrainian people. Really? After you went off on the Ukrainian president and said you ought to thank us, and he embarrassed him at the Oval or in the little conference room, wherever that was. It was embarrassing to watch. And now he claims he ordered top equipment for the Ukrainian president because he realized it's important to get Putin under control. He's just so weird, because he was asked in a conference the other day because he blocked Ukraine from receiving any type of equipment to fight this war. He claims, oh, I don't know who blocked it. And then so the journalist is like, so are you saying that you blocked it? Oh, I didn't block it, but so they're saying, so you don't know who blocked it. Mind you, Hegeseth is saying next to him, who is in charge of anything that has to do with, our military and, war stuff, whatever. I'm sorry, it's late. I can't get the verbiage down, but um, he's in charge of that kind of stuff. And so when they ask him, so who was it who stopped, you know, the stuff from being shipped to? Well, I would know that because I'm the one that gives the last word, but you just said you don't know who blocked it. He just doesn't know where he's coming or going. It's just really embarrassing. Let me get to this. 7, degrade the courts. Oh, he's so good at that. He's so good at that. Number 8, incite violence. He is doing that now. That's why I feel like we're under a dictatorship, because with these Marines and ICE agents harassing innocent brown folks, Hispanic Americans. People are scared to come out. People that pay their taxes. People that are in line trying to get citizenship. I'm talking about my brown brothers and sisters. Pulling them out of the line and kidnapping them with their mask on, which is so cowardly. Show your face. Show your face. If you are going to approach someone with their documents in hand or approach someone who's coming back from their break, not a drug dealer, not a violent human being, but an innocent person coming back from their work break, and you grab him and humiliate him in front of his employees because he is Hispanic. You don't even know whether he is an American, regardless of the fact. Let's just start with the fact, even if let's play devil's advocate. Let's just say he wasn't. There's no right for you to bring your military and rough up a person. You don't even ask him his name. You don't even ask him, were you born here? You are just kidnapping, attacking, bullying anyone that looks brown. And it's just disturbing. The other day, a bunch of Marines and ICE agents went to MacArthur Park in Southern California, where babies were having their day camp. Terrified. Talked about this in another video. All this military and the National Guard needs to go to the places where it's flooding. A real assignment. People are still missing. The waters are still moving. So yeah, this list that Stacy is talking about is pretty scary. This is why us believers, if you're a believer in Christ, believer in God, this is a time that you pray for this administration, for them to make the right choices and know that God has us. We need to really pray for our Hispanic. I know that some of us that look like me, my black American sisters and brothers, we could deal with our cousins later in regards to uh, how they don't stand side by side with us. Yeah. That could be true. However, it's an emergency and we need to really be unified, and it's important, seriously. Number 9, restrict protests. You know how that fool was during, Black Lives Matter, and now how he is now with, again, our Hispanic brother and sisters fighting for democracy, fighting for freedom, fighting against, shipping their loved ones somewhere they don't know where they're going, or to, crazy prisons somewhere in a totally different country, and they haven't committed a crime. It's so weird. And you want to bring in Marine, troops and and have all these ICE vans driving around like bullies. I just keep saying it over and over again, but it's ridiculous. And there's peaceful protesters. We're in a country that we're allowed to stand up. I don't even know anymore. What country are we in? That's the question. What country are we in? And 10, last but not least, consolidate power. And that what he is trying to do. This is what he's trying to do. And we can't let it happen. We have got to fight, fight, fight. Our democracy is at stake. And there has got to be a better way. Click the subscribe button, you guys. I know I went from Friday Bible reading to something heavy such as this, but I had to bring awareness and to really follow Stacey Abrams. Her and Jasmine Crockett's and um, all these great women, you know, um, Maria Shriver or Oprah or Hillary, our girl that I voted for, Kamala. We have got to find, and Democrats, we got to fight, pull up our sleeves, and really, Hakeem Jeffries, come on. There's another brother I think he's in the Maryland area, the senator in Maryland. I really want him to run. Homeboy that just got the primary in New York, Indian brother. Sorry, it's late. My brain is like, it's right there at the tip of my tongue. But anyways, um, we really need to fight. We really need to get better and stronger and unified. Cory Booker, we need you. Barack, Michelle, everybody, Hillary, we need to really get this rectified. We really do. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know it is late, 12:26. Um, but happy Saturday. I love you guys. I love you. Bye.